we'll get started. We're joined on the podium by UCF head coach Katie Abrahamson-Henderson and student athletes Akira Lewis and Tolu Amorakori. Coach, if you want to start off with an opening statement, and then we'll get to questions.
Well, obviously, it's this sigh of relief for us. Every coach that coaches a game, we're just happy it's over and we got a sigh of relief, because it's a lot of pressure. It's tournament time. It's March Madness, and for UCF, we've had a lot of firsts this year. This is the first time our team has ever won 20 games. It's the first time Zai has ever won a tournament game. So there's a lot of really neat firsts for this team, and I'm just so proud of them because they bought in right away. And I didn't recruit any of these young people, and they were recruited by somebody else. And it's really hard to change when you're old, like most of us in here. But it's really hard to change when you're young. And they bought into what we were doing right away. And I'm just so proud of them that they get to have a lot of these firsts, and especially for our seniors. Our seniors haven't accomplished a lot since they've been at UCF, and now they're going to leave. Every single game we play, they have some great memories, because you have great memories when you're a senior. Those are the games you remember the most, and so I'm so happy for Zai and Joss that they can look back on their careers here. Obviously, we have a lot more games ahead of them, but it's every single game we play for our seniors is just so exciting, and just to see Zai smile the way she smiles and happy when we win games, it's really just so awesome as a coach for all of our coaches. And I know it's awesome for Tolu too, because I think she wants it really bad for Joss and Zai too. So I'm just really proud of them.
Questions for our student athletes, please raise your hands.
For Sakira, it was a tough kind of game. It was a grinded out kind of game. The team got their shooting touch late. So you can talk about the resiliency of the team to stay with it and finally get things going in your direction.
Well, we just wanted to be poised and making sure we find each other, and if somebody was open, give it to them. Just focus and finish on our shots. So that's all it came down to, was just focusing and finish.
And for Tolu, your thoughts about moving on now to the conference semifinals?
Could you please repeat that, sir?
Yeah. What are your thoughts about the team now moving on to the conference semifinals?
Okay. It's really great. It's an amazing feeling, especially for these seniors, Jocelyn and Zai. We really wanted it for them, and the whole team is very happy. It's so great to move on.
Hi, Lori Riley from the Hartford Courant. Coach, I was just wondering, obviously the game hasn't been played yet, but if you have to play UConn in the next round, what are you looking at with that game?
Ooh, that's quick. Can I enjoy this one for a second? just for 1 second. Obviously they're the best team in the country, and I always tell our team from day one, I'm really excited to be here because we do have the best team in the country in our conference, and if we want to be the best, we got to play the best all the time, and they're the best. So, I really want it to be a huge challenge for our players if they win the game, to really step up and be fearless and just, play our game. And, that's kind of what we do every single game. Every single game is our next biggest game. And obviously if we play them or Tulsa, it doesn't matter the name on the shirt. It's our next biggest game.
Yeah, for Coach, this was one of those tough kind of games, grinded out. How do you think you were able to survive that and get it done?
Well, 4 or 5. That's the most equal matchup in the whole tournament, pretty much. We only played them one time this year, and it was a tough grind out game. And so if you finish 4 and 5, it's probably the 2 most equal teams that play each other. They have some great players. Obviously, Colby's a great player for them, and I can't say her last name, but Leslie. She's a really good player for them, and. We have been in every single game we've played but one this year in our conference. And so we have had to learn to play through the not so great. We did not play good offensively in the first 2 quarters. I was like, who are we? And obviously it's nerves. There's a lot of nerves. Every team you can tell, we watched last night's game and just the shots weren't falling for a lot of teams. And so it takes a while to get the feel under you and get used to the rims, and we didn't have a lot of practice time in here, and so I think that's why the fourth quarter, I just kept saying, stay with it, we're down by 3, anything's possible. We could win by 20 if we want, we could win by 10 if we want, it's just up to us, but we got to knock down shots, and we got to really, try to hold them. We had a number that we wanted to hold this team down to, and, we accomplished that goal, and so we really concentrated on defense, especially in the fourth quarter, and I just looked at Zai, and I said, it's time. You're the fastest human being on the floor. You're the most athletic human being on the floor. Like, it's time to go to work. And she went to work in the fourth quarter.
Just a couple questions for the players. What does it mean to get to the semifinals of this conference tournament?
Well, for me, I've never been here before, like in this position. I never won a game in the conference, so I feel I'm proud of my teammates for fighting for me and Jocelyn also. So I'm just proud of my teammates and happy that we got past the first round.
Yeah, same here, especially for the seniors is a great thing. We look for many more to come.
Coach, why don't you talk about, your first semifinal appearance in the tournament and the real turnaround that you were able to have this season?
Yeah, obviously I've been in a lot of tournaments, and so it's really not about me. It's about getting them their first all the time and, having a great feel. And we have a lot of young players on our team like Tolu. She's a sophomore, right? So now they know how to win games. They know what it's like to win and lose. They hate to lose now. And so there's a lot to this. And so, even KK, it's her first conference tournament, our freshman. And she got her first win, and so my team is going to continue to be hungry, but they're not done yet. I could just feel it. I could see it. I could sense it. Jocelyn Massey played great in that fourth quarter. She got 5 steals, and that was a senior playing. Seniors win games in tournament time, and I thought, obviously, Zai did a great job of scoring some points, and Joss in the last quarter, she got 5 steals, and she doesn't do that. And so that's what seniors do. They do not want to go home, and so I'm really proud of our seniors, and I've talked about it from day one, that we're playing this year for our seniors, no matter what, because it's their last year, and they got to get something great out of it. And so we did, I'm just happy that, Zai and Joss got their first tournament win.
And for Tolu, rebounding, look, it was important. Can you talk about how much of a factor rebounding was in that game, especially offensive rebounding?
That's my thing.
It is her thing.
I just rebounded, just go up. It was really important getting those boards and trying to give my team the second chance to score. So I think that's really important. I don't really score that much, but rebounding is my thing.
Any other questions? Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.